Hey guys, welcome to Spooky Okie. I'm Catherine,
And I'm Madison.
and this week we are talking about.
Strange and spooky things in Oklahoma. So we're talking about things like UFOs, cryptids, just like weird things that aren't really like paranormal and not true crime, just like strange.
Yes,
Because
mine is
it's
kind of a
episode.
mixture of all of it.
Ooh,
hmm
what did you pick?
I picked the Spook Lights.
Okay, I was a little nervous we picked the same thing for a minute because I was like, oh no, mine is too.
No, I double checked. I looked at what you had up in
Okay,
your notes.
okay, good.
I
Good.
always Google the title of what I'm researching
Yeah.
before I keep going.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. Yeah, because I was like, oh no. One of these days we're gonna pick the same story without knowing.
I know.
Um, yeah. So we're doing this like different kind of episode because it's episode 13, so we needed something extra spooky.
Yeah, extra spooky for 13.
Yeah. I am going to be telling the story of Shaman's Portal.
Okay, I'm intrigued because I saw that in the drive and I was like, I have no idea what this is. I'm
Okay, so
super
you haven't
excited.
heard of it? Have you
No.
heard have you heard of Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle?
Are we talking about the same place? Does yours have to do with lights?
There's a green light.
But it's not mainly to do with lights.
It's not mainly to do with lights. You're
Okay.
scaring me. Is it in
Where
Beaver Dunes Park?
is it in Beaver's Bend Park?
Beaver Dunes Park?
Beaver Dunes Park? No.
Okay, good.
It's in the northeast part of the state. Where's Beaver Dunes?
Northwest, I think. Like Panhandle.
Oh, so we might actually be talking about similar things.
We might be. Weird.
I think we're talking about similar things.
As long as it's not the same place.
It's not the same place because mine's in the Northeast. But there was in an article that I saw, it mentioned a place in the Northwest that was similar.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Let's do this. I'm
I'm
excited.
ready.
Okay. So
I'm excited.
here are my sources. Travelok.com, jahernandez.com,
Okay.
onlyinyourstate.com, puzzleboxhorror.com. Uh, one that it's either Jean Marie or we're going very French and being like Jean Marie Bayhouse.com. I
Okay.
don't know,
Okay.
something. And aminoapps.com.
Okay.
There were a lot of very random articles about this one because it's like kind of weird. And it
Mine was
had like,
also mentioned in travelok.com.
okay, yeah, I bet it might have been the same article under Oklahoma's spooky urban legends.
No, mine had its own I think mine
Oh,
had its
okay.
own listing.
Okay, mine was on like a list of spooky places. Okay,
No, mine
cool.
is its own place. Yep.
Oh, nice. All right, let's get started. So mine's not very long, but it's interesting. It's one that I've actually had on my list to do since we started the podcast.
Oh,
Like
really?
it's one that
Okay.
I've wanted to talk about because it's just so much different than everything else. Like
Okay.
it's just so strange, and really interesting and it has a lot of history, sort of. I don't know.
Okay.
Goes back really far. So here we go. The
Okay.
Shaman's Portal is an area of Beaver Dunes Park, which is also known as Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
So, were you ever like kind of obsessed with the Bermuda Triangle? Like, I
Yes,
was
and
so
Amelia Earhart.
interested. Yes, I was so interested in the Bermuda Triangle, and I really thought it was going to be like a bigger problem than it was. Like, I was kind of like, people are just
That kind of like
disappearing like
quicksand.
crazy. Yeah, like quicksand. I thought it was going to be a pretty big problem. Like, I thought you were going to see it everywhere. And I was like, why are we not doing something about the Bermuda Triangle? Because people are just like going missing left and right. Like, why
Right?
is nobody trying to figure this out? And then I got older and I was like, oh, because it's not like really a thing. Like,
A thing
it's an
anymore.
urban
Yeah.
legend. It's probably not real. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was like very fascinated by the Bermuda Triangle and like shocked that we weren't going and finding people and like figuring out what was going on. That they didn't have like some
I
sort of like guards around it so nobody would go in it. I thought it was like a
right,
specific
like
like
warning
one
signs,
area.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Bermuda Triangle, do not enter. Like
do not
in the
enter
middle of the
or
ocean.
risk your own death. Yeah,
Yeah. I really thought it was a bigger problem than it is. So
kind of like quicksand. Like I
yes,
thought that I was gonna face a lot more quicksand in life than I have.
you would think so.
There was quicksand at the ranch that I worked at.
Really?
Yeah, there was like apparently a girl that got stuck at in some quicksand, and it was like on the local news, and like people at the ranch were like texting me and making sure it wasn't me.
That's
It was
incredible. Listen, part of me wants to get stuck in quicksand just so I know what it's like.
there's like I saw something on TikTok, and it was like a short video about like in Alaska, maybe. There's like some silt that's basically like quicksand, but it's silt. And so like it
Oh,
looks like it's firm, and then the
yeah.
second you step in it, it's like quicksand, and like you do not get out of it. Like you cannot think about like a muddy pond
Right,
bank,
right.
and you like step in there with boots and you can't get your boot out.
Yeah,
Like you have to just like jump backwards out of your boots.
yeah.
Similar concept, but like worse. Like you're not getting that boot back.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to go step in it. Is that like super self-destructive to say? Like I'm like I want to step in quicksand. Like I just want to know what it's like.
I do too. I just want a rope with me.
Right.
With
Yeah, I
like
want somebody
five
there to
strong
like
guys like
yeah.
holding
I
the
want
rope.
somebody
Yeah.
there to save me, but like
Or
I don't
actually
want to
let's do
die from
chain because I
quicksand.
don't want the rope to break.
Right. Like I would be smart about it. I would plan it out, but like
Yeah.
a part of me really wants to do it, and I know that's putting myself in danger, and I don't even care. I just want to know what it's like. You know?
Hey, people go skydiving. This is our version
Exactly.
of skydiving. We want to go quicksand diving.
Quicksand diving. We should make that a thing. Somebody gets
We
quicksand.
should.
Let's do it.
So we
Okay.
get the quicksand.
So back to let me try to get to my second bullet point, maybe. Um okay, so Beaver Dunes Park
Okay.
in Beaver, Oklahoma, which is up in the panhandle. That is
Okay, so I
where
think this probably is okay.
I bet it is. It's pretty popular. It's like on all the lists of like weird things that happen in Oklahoma. Anyway,
Mhm.
so it's known as Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle,
Okay.
and it
Because
is
mine
located
also
on
involves a triangle. I don't know if I did mention that. Mine also involves a triangle.
really. Why
Yeah.
do we always end up picking like really similar things? It's
I
so
don't know.
strange. Um, okay, so it is located on sand hills, and about 300 acres of these are known as no man's land.
Okay.
So, um, the first information we have about Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle goes all the way back to the 1500s.
Oh, yours is earlier than mine.
Mine's very early, like very early, which is why I was so excited, actually. Um,
Dang.
so it goes back to Francisco Vasquez de Coronado. I know I'm
Oh,
butchering
dang.
that, but that's okay. So it goes back to him. The story goes that as he traversed the area on his quest to discover New World gold, he ignored the warnings of his Native American guides to keep away from the dunes. Because
Uh-oh.
why listen to the people from there who know the area?
The whole reason you have them with you.
Uh-huh. So he ignored them. Um,
Okay.
naturally.
Nice.
And the price he
Hmm.
paid was to have 3 members of his expedition suddenly vanish before his eyes amid strange flashes of green lightning. A description Coronado himself penned in his expedition diary, calling the phenomenon, quote, the work of the devil. So it
That
is
is
in Coronado's
crazy.
diary talking about 3 people just vanished before his eyes in a flash of green lightning.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And that's where it was in the panhandle of Oklahoma, in this one area
Wow.
that the local indigenous tribes had already said, don't go there. Don't do that.
Yep.
Stay away from there. And he didn't listen.
Wow.
Yep. So the area has since been blamed for numerous disappearances, although none have really been verified, especially in the last
Okay.
century or so. So
Okay. So
Do with that
maybe, maybe not.
information what you will. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, however, locals have claimed to witness mysterious military evacuations conducted under the cover of darkness,
Ooh,
which is
okay.
interesting because there's like nothing out there. I mean, I don't know
Right.
why they'd be out there. Other than maybe just like training in that climate, like in the sand and stuff, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. But anyway, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
It doesn't say much about it. It's kind of it. But
Hmm.
in
Okay.
the 1990s, after receiving reports of unspecified strange findings from an Oklahoma State University archaeologist, a man named Dr. Mark Thatcher is said to have spent 3 years studying the area until he was shut down by men with military credentials who fit the description of the notorious Men in Black.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
it's
crazy.
um it's unclear whether Thatcher, the one studying, was part of another unidentified university geological team who is said to have studied the area in the mid 90s. But
Okay.
this team supposedly took a number of geological samples and found strange anomalies that included ionized soil and electromagnetic interference. So,
Okay.
this has led a lot of people to believe that an ancient alien spacecraft lies buried beneath the dunes. So, we're getting into
What?
aliens, Men in
The
Black,
green lightning.
the green lightning. Yeah, which there is such a thing as green lightning. Like, that's a thing. But we're
Oh,
going to ignore that and we're going to pretend it's aliens because that's a lot more fun.
that is a lot more fun.
A lot more fun. So, there are many different theories about what's going on in the area. Some people believe the area is the site of a UFO crash and that the UFO is still buried somewhere in the sand, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
I
I
feel
would
like
love to
somebody
go
would have
digging in a
found it.
sand dune and find
Find
an
a
alien spacecraft.
UFO. Wouldn't that be insane?
Oh, let's go get our shovels and pails and let's go dig
Let's
in
do
some
it.
sand.
I am in. I am in. Other people believe that the area is a portal to another dimension. So they think
Okay, I
that's what
like that
happened is they
too.
were like zapped to another dimension. Um,
I like that.
the next theory is my favorite because I added my own
Okay.
spin to it, and I hope that what
Okay.
I came up with is true. So,
Okay.
other people believe that the area is haunted by ghosts, but I personally choose to believe that it's haunted by the ghosts of the aliens from the wreck, the whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
It has to be the ghost of the aliens from the UFO crash, right?
Yes, it has to be. I
Has
love
to be.
that. That's my vote. Mhm.
That's my theory. That's what I think. And then some people believe the area is cursed.
Okay. Not surprising if people are disappearing.
Right. Yeah, I'm with them. So another theory is that the explorers who disappeared were struck by green lightning, which is actually a thing, and I guess would make sense, but like I don't think it would make them
I never heard of
vanish.
green
Like
lightning before.
I don't know anything about it, but I saw in articles that people were like, "Well, I mean, green lightning it exists, so I
Oh,
don't know. I'm
I
not a
don't know if that's the
scientist.
thing.
I know
What
nothing.
is green lightning?
Let's find out.
What is green lightning? The colder the lightning, the closer the color would be to the far end of the spectrum. The most unusual and alarming lightning color is green. Green lightning indicates that a tornado might be on the way.
Well, that would make sense for Oklahoma.
Yeah. And I've never seen green lightning. I mean, I've seen green sky, but not necessarily
Yeah,
green lightning.
I haven't either. Who knows?
Okay, Noah says that was from medium.com. Noah says in snowstorms where it is sometimes rare, pink and green are often described as colors of lightning. Haze, dust, moisture, raindrops, and any other particles in the atmosphere will affect the color by absorbing or diffracting a portion of what the white light of lightning.
I wonder if it's something about the sand,
Maybe.
but it certainly wouldn't have been a snowstorm there. Probably not,
Yeah.
anyway. They would have said it was snowing. They were talking about the sand, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But apparently green lightning is a thing. So people think they were just like struck by green lightning.
Huh.
So I don't know. Um, Other people
Oh,
have, oh,
sorry. This
sorry.
other this other page said with National Geographic, it says green lightning may strike in most thunderstorms, but the phenomenon is visible only during volcanic eruptions, suggests one scientist. Like,
Okay.
I feel like the scientist is wrong.
Yeah. Weird.
A tornado and a volcanic eruption? I don't want to be in the place where both of those things can occur.
Can you imagine? Okay, so here's the next theory.
Okay.
Well, not really theory, but the next point. So
Okay.
other people have blamed the local indigenous tribes, saying that they used magic to keep the explorers from finding gold. So
I like that one. I mean, heck, if their magic is strong enough to take out 3 of the men,
I
I
just
would
don't like
just say
them
like
blaming them. Like they're
I'm,
trying to like villainize them.
I
I don't
know
like
they are.
that.
They are. No, I don't like that either. But I'm all for it. I'm like, go for it. Take out the
Yeah.
colonizers. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing is like, sure, if they actually did that, I don't consider them the bad guys. The people who are, if it's
No.
made up, the people who are making it up, trying to villainize them are the bad guys. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
wrong
I'm
thinking.
just saying whatever they did to do it, they just need to ramp it up and do it more.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm on board. Hmm. So, in the end, no one really has any idea of what's happening in that area. Like, no one has any clue. They don't know what causes such a high amount of disappearances or the strange green flash of light. There's just a bunch of random
Okay.
theories, and there's not a lot of information. Like,
Huh.
yep. But it's
That
become
is cool.
known as the Bermuda Triangle, Oklahoma's Bermuda
Bermuda
Triangle,
Triangle.
or
That
the
is
Shaman's
so
Portal.
weird. That is so weird that we are both covering such similar things because mine
Yeah, that
is
is
very
weird.
similar to yours in a lot of ways.
Crazy. All right, you want to start yours?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, I am covering the Oklahoma Spook Lights.
Okay. I've heard of
Okay,
those.
there. Have you heard of these? Have you heard of
Mhm.
these?
I don't know anything about them. I've
Um,
just heard the name.
so they are also called the Hornet Lights of Devil's Promenade,
Oh, maybe I haven't.
or the Spooksville Triangle Lights.
Spooksville Triangle. I love that.
I know.
Wild. There's always a triangle. Why is it
There's
always a
always a triangle.
triangle?
I don't know. Why not a hexagon?
Yeah. A rhombus
A rhombus,
to
yes.
throw back to, and that's why we drink when they didn't know what a rhombus was. I love them so much.
I do too. They're great. Um, so the Spooksville Triangle Lights, or the Spook Lights, has been an unexplained phenomenon for over a century. So not as long as yours.
Still a long
Um,
time.
Still a long time though. Still before cars. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. Oh, so like it's not headlights.
It's not headlights.
Okay.
There are many different variations of what they look like, where they are seen, and many different explanations for why they occur. So there are multiple places in Oklahoma where spook lights have been reported. Again, at one place I saw called yours a spook light.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But yours sounds a lot different than mine. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
really call it
Mine's
a
like
spook light.
lightning and disappearances.
Yeah, this is not the same thing.
Okay.
The most common reported are in the northeast part of the state near Peoria and Miami, Oklahoma. Looks like
Mm-hmm.
Miami for those who are not from here, but it's pronounced Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The lights can appear like they're basically balls of light that appear and disappear.
Okay. So kind of like orbs in pictures, that sort of thing.
Yes, but like
But like you
as
see
if
it in
somebody's
person and stuff.
shining a light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. That would be so scary to see.
Yeah. So sometimes it's one light, sometimes it's 2 lights. So again, people have said, "Oh, headlights," but it started before headlights were a thing.
Yeah.
So most of the time they are yellow, orange, sometimes red, occasionally blue, green, or purple. But
Okay.
most of the
So
time, I
we've got
know,
a wide array.
I
Many
know, but
options.
most that was like only in one article. Most places talked about yellow and orange.
Okay. Makes sense.
So in some cases multiple lights have been seen flying in formation. They might
Oh.
simply blink out or bloom into other colors. Some lights have been reported to dive bomb observers foolish enough to invade their domain,
Oh, I don't like that.
or even hitch rides on cars.
No way.
Witnesses have smelled sulfur and
That's a
heard
demon.
the mysterious lights hiss, swoosh, and even explode.
Oh, I didn't know they could make sounds. I don't like that at all.
Okay, so again, that was one article. That's the most
Okay.
crazy article. I
Okay.
say crazy, not saying that that person is crazy, but
Right.
that was the most extreme
Yeah.
account of how these have happened. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that on others, so just
Okay.
keep that in mind. Um,
Ooh.
most of the time, people will drive their car down a specific road, in these places, and they will flash
Mhm.
their lights 3 times, and then wait for 5 to 10 minutes, and the lights will appear.
Can we please go try this?
I want to.
Except neither of us have reliable cars, so that sounds like a very bad idea. When I get a new car, wait, no, I don't want to do it in a new car. I don't want my new car to get haunted. Ah,
You can take my
we'll
grandma's
take.
car that I've been driving.
Okay, great, perfect.
Okay. Um, so people will say like, "Oh, it's just headlights or whatever," and so some people will see the lights in the distance in front of them, and they will drive towards it, and it
Uh-huh.
will do a few different things. Sometimes they'll just disappear, and they'll
Okay.
drive down the road. They won't find anything. The lights just
Yeah.
disappear. Sometimes they'll drive down the road, and the lights will go like through the woods, like not down the road.
Ooh.
So it couldn't be a
Yeah.
car
Couldn't be a
because
car.
it's literally just taking off through the woods, like super
Yeah.
fast. And that's why some people are like, it
Dang.
can't be a person because it's going so fast.
Yeah.
Others will say that they'll drive down and the light will disappear. And as they turn back around, the light's now in the opposite direction.
No. Oh, I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the
Ooh.
same distance that it had been in the previous direction,
Yeah.
but
Ooh.
now the opposite direction.
Mm.
Okay, this is the one that I don't like. Okay, and I'll have to read you the story. There's a person that said the light darted between the trees like it was messing with him.
Oh.
Like he saw it up ahead, and then it was like there was a secondary light that was different from the original, and he said
Yeah.
it felt different. Like this one felt menacing, like it was messing with him.
No.
So it's almost like there could be two entities out there.
I don't like that they seem intelligent.
And that's what multiple things have said, is that they seem intelligent. They don't seem like random
Ooh.
lights. They seem intelligent
Yeah.
because sometimes people will be on foot and see the lights. They'll move towards the lights and then the lights will move back.
Mm-mm.
The person will then move back and the lights will move forward like a dance.
I don't like that at all. Oh, that makes me
Yeah.
nervous. I mean, I still want to go, but it seems
Yeah.
scary.
I'm going to read you a story from the Legends of America site. So I forgot to list my sources. So,
go for it.
okay. So my sources are theoklahoman.com, travelok.com, legendsofamerica.com, YouTube. Specifically, it was a video from KJRH, which KJRH TV in Tulsa.
Okay.
EdmondLifeandLeisure.com, which is the most Edmond thing.
It is very Edmund.
GreenCountryOK.com and Wikipedia.org. Okay, so I want to read you. So on legendsofamerica.com, they have a spot with reader stories.
Ooh.
So there's one from Oklahoma. Let me find it. A lot of these are from Missouri,
Okay.
but here's one. Okay. So this is from Jackie. Jackie is from Quapaw, Oklahoma. Is that how you say that?
I have no idea. I've seen it written before, but it's one of those things I've never heard said out loud, so I don't know how to
I've
say it.
never heard it said out loud.
There are so many
I
words that I don't know how to say because I've never heard anybody say them. I've just read them.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then if I have to, like, I can sometimes panic if I'm going to have to read them out loud because I'm like, am I an idiot?
Well, okay, so for the longest time, I didn't know how to say one. I didn't know that lingerie, how it looked. Like I knew what it
Uh-huh.
looked like, but I didn't connect the two. And
Yeah.
so I always pronounced it in my head, lingerie.
That's a good one. I can't think of any specific ones. I don't know.
That's the big one for me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That and I read the word bluegill in a book, and it was at that point that I realized that it is not actually blue gale, like Gail, that it is bluegill,
Yes.
Gill,
Yeah.
because my family would always pronounce it blue gale.
Right, because they're Southern.
So
Oh man.
I was literally reading my side of the mountain to my mom, and I
Mhm.
was like, oh, so there's a blue gill and a blue gale. And she was like, no, honey, that's just your family's accent.
Oh man.
Okay, anyways,
Okay.
Jackie from Quapaw.
Or however you say it. We'll never know
Or
since we've
however
never
you
heard it
say
said
it.
out loud.
So they've been to see the spook lights a ton of times. I've seen it with a big white light with a small green one below it, as well as sometimes it appears red or yellow orange. Um, on one occasion, my father took me and all of our friends out to the country where we had such a bizarre experience it would make you believe almost anything. At this place, there was a fence upon the land where an Indian and his wife were said to have been killed by a white man. According to the legend, the Indian stated before he died that he and his wife would always be around. At the fence, Dad had us hold our hands out with a piece of bread over the fence. Suddenly, we would feel something taking the bread from our hands. Even with a flashlight, you could see that it was there 1 second and the bread was gone the next.
No, I don't believe it. That's There's no way. Can we try that?
I want to try that. I want to try
Oh,
that.
I'm scared.
And then I wanted to read another one. So the reason why it's also called the Spookville Triangle is
Mhm.
because there's a place in Missouri and a place in Kansas that also have very similar lights, and they form a triangle like between
Of
the
course they
places.
form a triangle. Always.
Always. I mean, three places, they're gonna form
That
a
does.
triangle.
Yes. Yep, that's kind of how it works. That's how triangles
But
work. I know
but
shapes.
so this was like recent.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this one is one from not actually from Oklahoma. This was in the Missouri one. Okay, but still
Okay.
part of the triangle. So
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to go ahead and
it
include this
counts.
story.
Yeah.
Okay, so this person had gone a lot of times to see the lights. This is the lights in like near Joplin, Missouri.
Okay.
So they started going a lot more during 2020
Mm-hmm.
to see the spook lights. And then in 2021, they took some family members who were new to it. They turned off the car, they flicked the headlights 30 times, and waited in the dark. Roughly 15 minutes later, something that had never happened before, two lights came into view. So they immediately thought car,
Yeah.
right? Because they were similar distance.
Right.
They waited about 5 more minutes and no car came down that road.
Oh.
Um, uh, so, but they didn't, and they're like, okay, yeah, sure, could it be debunked that the car turned off somewhere? Sure, but there were there were no side roads in that area,
Okay. Yeah. There was
in
nowhere for
that
them to go.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when no car came into sight, we started our car and began a slow drive down the road. As we approached the area where the spook light was seen, it was no longer in our view. We all looked at each other for a split second, and where those two lights were was just at the end of one hill and the start of the other before it slopes down. There were no driveways in that area. It made no sense. So like they started coming
Ooh.
back.
Yeah.
But like it didn't make sense for it to be a car because there were no roads.
Yeah.
Okay, a few weeks later they went back. Two lights, again, that looked like the lights of a vehicle, appeared on the opposite side from them. And again, they thought maybe a car. But then one broke away from the other. So like
so not a car.
So not a car. And
if it is a car, they
stayed...
have some serious problems.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
So one stayed, yeah. So one stayed in place, but then the other came to the side of their car, like in the woods, and it started zooming between the trees, and then it just disappeared.
Nope, I don't like that.
And then it would reappear closer and zoom between the trees, and then disappear.
I don't like it.
This person said, I felt a chill run down my back as the light appeared to be getting closer to us. It was like something else was there and it was toying with us. This had never happened before.
Not a fan. Because that makes me think they're intelligent, and I don't want to think that.
Yeah. Isn't that creepy?
That is creepy.
I love it, though. Okay, so the Spooksville Triangle, it's made between Miami, Oklahoma, Columbus, Kansas, and Joplin, Missouri.
Cool.
Those are the three cities. But it's also seen in Peoria, Oklahoma.
Okay.
But Peoria and Miami are just like 15 miles apart. So relatively close.
Yeah.
The first official recorded sighting was in 1881 by Native Americans who were on the Trail of Tears.
Oh, okay.
So it's in documents from the Trail of Tears. Native Americans saw the orbs. So there weren't even roads at this point. Like, they're literally going over trails.
That's
no cars.
Crazy. Certainly not headlights.
There's no, like, I can't even remember. They're not, for sure, not electricity out in this part of the world.
No.
I don't remember when electricity came into being, but it definitely wasn't out here at this point. It's not like it was a lone lamppost somewhere.
No.
You know?
Probably not.
Probably not. So there's been continued sightings over the years, and there's been multiple trials, multiple attempts to try and figure out what's causing it.
Ooh.
So even some government groups have tried to figure it out. So it said in 1946, the Signal Corps from Camp Crowder in Neosho, Missouri, conducted an investigation. The study showed how the phenomenon could be created using lights, but beyond that, it was inconclusive.
Oh, okay. So it didn't really.
So like basically somebody's shining a light. No, like, but it's like, okay, sure, but how do you explain them like reappearing and things like that? Or is there just multiple people involved, or what? What are you suggesting?
Yeah, that doesn't seem realistic.
No, because also if somebody's really shining a light, even if they're wearing like dark clothing, you're still gonna see a figure.
Yeah.
So John Northrop, professor of physics and astronomy at Southwest Missouri State University, believes that the spook lights are merely an illusion. He stated that for more than 3 years in the 1970s, he and some of his students investigated the mystery. He concluded that heat rising from the surrounding hills carries light from the highway, giving it the appearance of dancing and hovering.
Where did the light come from then before there was the highway? Because there were the spook lights still before there was the highway. So that doesn't add up. I mean, I was on board at first. For like the, it's an illusion, that sort of thing. The heat rising, I get that. But
but also like
a mirage.
Woods.
Yeah, we're not on the desert.
Right. That seems more like an open road, like sure, on the road part. Okay, maybe I could see that. Yeah. But you're talking about dancing, not just hovering, but like the dancing between the trees part.
That doesn't add up.
No. So some people say it could be a ball of lightning. I didn't realize
A
that you could have a
ball of
ball
lightning?
of lightning. Yeah,
I'm
apparently
learning
they're
so much
actually.
about lightning today.
I know. um,
There's not, can there really be a ball of lightning?
so recent understanding of meteorology and the physics of plasma have caused scientists to accept ball lightning as a reality. In the Discovery Channel series, Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, the subject of ball lightning was investigated and was recreated under laboratory conditions by putting minerals under extreme pressure.
Okay, wait. I got confused when you said plasma. What is that?
I don't know.
What is, this is going to sound stupid. What is plasma? I know you can donate it and get paid for it.
Okay, you can, but there's also like an environmental plasma, I think.
Oh, I'm so confused. Okay.
But plasma is superheated matter, so hot that electrons are ripped away from the atoms, forming an ionized gas.
Oh,
It
I
comprises
fully
over
thought it was.
99% of the visible universe.
Oh.
In the night sky, plasma glows in the form of stars, nebulas, and even the auroras that sometimes ripple over the north and south poles. So like
Hey.
the northern lights.
Yeah. That's plasma?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow. I'm learning so
Science.
much.
This
So
is
much
not the kind of science
today.
I studied, just to be clear.
This is fascinating though. I full on, when you said plasma, I was like, hold on. I think I don't know what plasma is because I thought you donated it. Oh, I thought you sold it with your blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you do, but
But
I
that's a
didn't know
different
there was
kind.
another kind of plasma.
Yeah.
Sometimes on these episodes, I learn how much I don't know, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I also didn't know this next part. So apparently this can also, like their experiment could also validate another phenomenon known as earthquake lights.
Earthquake lights?
Yes.
What's
So these
that?
are lights that have been reported prior to earthquakes. So basically
Oh.
like the friction in,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to say this wrong, in the plates, the
Uh-huh.
tectonic plates, when there's all that movement, all that energy,
The friction would put off heat.
the friction would put off heat, but that like electrical energy that it
Uh-huh.
creates due to the friction like gets shoved up out of the earth and forms like a little light.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
However, that does not still seem like it would be the same thing. And although this
No.
area does have some earthquakes, it does not seem like it would be enough to there to be all these sightings.
Well, yeah, there would be all those sightings when there weren't earthquakes following them, you know?
Right. Right. Like it'd be pretty easy to coordinate. Oh, I saw these lights last night. Oh, there was
And
an
then there was an
earthquake 2 days
earthquake.
later. Yeah.
Yeah. Fascinating. I can't.
Okay.
This whole episode is just about lightning, and we didn't even know it.
I know. So here's another thing. So now to the fun explanations.
Ooh, I like these better than the science ones. These are a lot more fun.
So some people say aliens.
Love it.
Some people say that it's the ship or the spacecraft
Uh-huh.
that is like hovering in front of them, that they're shining that light. Some say like the aliens have come out, and because we're not used to seeing their shape, that we don't see them with the light that they're shining.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is the interesting one that I like. Okay, so there's also ghost
Okay.
ones. We'll get to the ghost theories. Okay. I had never heard of this. The thing that I had heard of that reminds me of it is from Harry Potter. Do you
Okay.
remember like did you read the books?
Did I read the books? Yes, I read the books.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Probably 5 times through the whole series. I actually was talking about this last night about how often I read the Harry Potter series. So yes,
Okay.
have I read the books?
Okay, Prisoner of Azkaban, Defense Against the Dark Arts. They're learning about all these different things. Do you remember the creature that would try to get people lost in bogs?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that is based on the Will-o' the Wisp.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of these?
Yeah, I heard about them on Brave, the Disney movie.
Oh yeah, so they're on that too. Okay, except on this, it's like some of the time they're thought to be more mischievous. They're not actually like guiding you. Like they're guiding you, but like in a mischievous way, like to steer you away from where you should be going. So it reminded me of like the Harry Potter, like trying to get travelers lost in the bogs so that they sink and die.
Yeah.
Same, like, so some people say that it's Will-o'-the-Wisp, like out in these areas, like trying to get people lost. And that's like the darting back and forth, they're trying to get you to follow it.
Okay. Fascinating.
So that's why, like,
I love how when the explanations involve science, we're both like, what? Huh? That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
And then we're like, what? Magical creatures that I know from the movie Brave? That makes a lot more sense. I get it now.
I understand from Harry Potter. Oh, I get it. I'm totally on board with this theory.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
The sad thing is, like, we were the smart people in our school. Yeah. Like, we are known for being smart.
I'm a science major.
I've gotten so much. I've gotten a lot dumber since school. Since being out of school.
Yeah.
I've definitely gotten dumb. Anyway, it's fine.
Oh, there was also one other, I forgot to mention this in my notes. I thought I had this in there. There was another one that said something about like natural gas coming out of the ground that can
that makes
have
sense.
like lights in it. But again, it still doesn't fit with everything that people report.
No.
Okay, so now to the ghosts.
Yay, I love this part.
So there's like 4 different origin stories to how these lights became because of ghost stories. Okay, so one of them is the light is the spirit of a woman who sent her daughter out in the 1800s to round up cows that had wandered off the family's property. When her daughter failed to return from her task, the mother is said to have gone mad in her search for the child. The light, which has been seen for more than 100 years, is supposedly that of the mother's lantern as she continues to search for her daughter, usually on foggy nights.
Oh.
I know.
Well, that's sad. I don't like that.
Another story is that it's the ghost of an Osage Indian chief who was decapitated in the area and continues to search for his lost head with a lantern held high in his hand.
Oh, no. Okay.
Another legend is that a miner whose cabin was attacked by Indians while he was away. On his return, he found his wife and children missing, and he's said to be continuing to look for them along the old road, searching with his lantern.
Okay, a lot of searching with lanterns.
A lot of searching with lanterns.
Which makes sense.
This one has the most to it, and it's my favorite.
Okay.
The oldest story is of a Quapaw Indian maiden who fell in love with a young brave. However, her father would not allow her to marry the man because he did not have a large enough dowry. So instead, the pair eloped, but they were soon pursued by a party of warriors. According to the legend, when the couple were close to being apprehended, they joined hands above the spring river and they leapt to their deaths.
No!
It was shortly after this event that the light began to appear, and it was attributed to the spirits of the young lovers.
Oh. And they're still together in the afterlife.
And they're still together.
How beautiful.
I love it.
I mean, it makes me sad.
That's my favorite. But... That's my favorite of the ghost stories. But yeah, I'm all for the Will-o'-the-Wisp. I'm all for that.
I love that so much. I think that's what it is.
Yep. That's what I think it is too.
Yeah.
I want to go out and see these.
Me too. Can we please go?
Yes, please.
I know I say this every episode. I'm like, let's go. I'm always down for a road trip though. I love going places.
Me too. We never did go to the Christmas boy appearing thing.
No, we missed him.
The Christmas hitchhiker. We'll have to go next year.
Okay. Next year. We'll do it next year.
So. Okay. I don't know. He might still be lingering. I mean, hey, you're still having a holiday party.
It's still winter time. That's true. I am having a holiday party in like 2 days that I haven't gotten my dirty Santa gift for, or whatever we're doing. I don't even know. Yeah. Ah. All right, that was a good one.
So that is the story of the Spook Lights.
Such a good one. I love that.
I had never heard of it either, so I
had heard of
super
Spook Lights, but I didn't
that.
know any specifics about like those particular ones, you know?
Yeah, I also love that the road. I think it's the one. Is it near Miami? One of the places where they reported that the road is called Devil's Promenade.
Incredible. Love that.
I love that.
Love a good road name. I love when
Promenade.
I love when they lean into the creepy things, you know?
Yes.
Fun.
Yes.
All right.
So the Travel Oklahoma actually has the exact coordinates of where it's supposedly seen.
Good.
Yes.
So we'll know exactly where to go.
Yes.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Great.
So if anybody else is wanting to go for a road trip, go to travelok.com and they have the coordinates for, I think it's the Miami location.
Don't tell them where to find it. They have to support us on Patreon so they can see our video and we'll tell them the coordinates.
Oh, that's true. This one puts it near Peoria.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can take a trip down what locals call Spook Light Road.
Ooh.
To see the unexplainable orbs of light flickering in the distance.
I love it. So fun. So, I can't wait to see it.
All right. Well, that's my case. That's my story.
That's my case.
That's my case as to why I believe that the Spook Lights are will-o'-the-wisps.
I agree with that. I think that my story is the ghosts of the aliens from the UFO crash. So
I'm all for that. Yes.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. Make sure that if you like this episode, that you share it with everybody else who you think will like it. Share it on all the platforms. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you rate and review the podcast so that we can be seen by more people, more spooky enthusiasts. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Spookyoki Podcast. If you have any story suggestions, you can email us at spookyoki@gmail.com. Don't forget to support us on Patreon to get all that extra spooky content. That's where we post videos of our ghost investigations that we do. So make sure to follow us on Patreon. The link will be listed in the show notes.
I'm so proud. I'm just sitting here like watching and smiling like a proud mom. I'm like, look at her. She's doing great. You didn't miss a thing.
Great. I'm finally figuring it out. Oh, and follow us on YouTube. So subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah. Great job. All right.
Oh,
well, I have nothing to say.
And follow my personal TikTok. My personal TikTok is Catherine Longest. I tried to go TikTok live or live on TikTok. I tried to go TikTok live. I tried to go live on TikTok, and apparently you have to have 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok. I had no idea. Yeah, so follow me on TikTok because I need more TikTok followers so that I can go live.
Don't follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is dumb. I'm embarrassed of it. Don't follow me.
I'm at 611 followers. I need
Dude,
more.
You're doing good. What am I at? I have no idea. I'm about to check right now. I don't think I have a lot of followers on TikTok. I haven't made a TikTok in a long time.
I know. I need to make more TikToks.
I have 329 followers. How pathetic.
I want to start making more TikToks, even if it's like stupid ones and silly ones, so I can just like get more content. I've been listening to I've listened to a couple of podcasts that were talking about content creation.
Yeah. And
they were saying sometimes it's not just about like trying to make good content, it's just like making consistent content.
That's true. Yeah. That's what we do. So, we make consistent content and it's not good. But we are consistent.
Some of it is.
We have our moments. We have our good moments. Overall,
but we have fun doing it. That's the point.
That's why we do it. Like, it's just to have fun.
It.
We don't take it seriously, so it's fine.
No.
All right. Good.
All right. On that note.
Stay
I hope
spooky.
you guys enjoyed it. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky.